Basketball IQ. Check.
He called timeout to move it into the front court and also so he wouldn't be fouled. I love it. Inbound, they go with the stack. They throw it away, but Indiana doesn't have any time.
Vision. Check. Defense. Check.
It's been just terrific all night.
Scoring. Check.
Can't shake him. Shot clock at 6. Green. Way up. Green with the runway.
If you're going to ask me, I think Draymond Green is just as valuable as Steph and Klay to the Warriors. And if you look at just the box score, yeah, you'll probably agree. I mean, he's a walking triple-double, but his importance goes far beyond what can be recorded with numbers. And today, we're going to dive deep into just how important Draymond Green actually is to the Golden State Warriors. Let's start off with one of the most underrated aspects of basketball, and that is leadership. We know Draymond Green as a player who plays with emotion, and that sometimes gets him into a bit of trouble with the officials. But on the flip side, Draymond is also a vocal leader that constantly communicates with his teammates and barks out instructions to keep everyone in check, whether it's on defense or offense.
Stay there, stay there. Deny! Deny!
Draymond is like this invisible string that binds and pulls everyone together, and without his voice shouting in the background, the Warriors are like a ship sailing without its captain. Anyway guys, allow me to show you some concrete examples where Draymond's leadership is at work. After his former teammate Jordan Bell botched a dunk, Draymond quickly gave him a pep talk when they headed to the bench. And then in the very next play, Draymond fed him the ball on the break so he can get his confidence back. On offense, you can see how Draymond directs plays for the Dubs and makes the right read, which again reflects on how good of a leader he actually is. You can see here that Draymond is already directing plays even when he's 94 feet away from the rim. Steph glimpses back to see what set Draymond's running, and when their eyes briefly meet, Draymond sends a somewhat telepathic signal to Steph to encourage him to go for a backdoor cut.
Flying out, he said, "Bob, would you watch the kids? I want to take her out to dinner." I said, "Sure."
And in this play, Draymond could have actually taken the shot as he cut to the rim. But when he was met by Zubats at the rim, Draymond showcased his smarts yet again and delivered an extra pass to the wide-open Looney for an and-one opportunity.
Into Green, wraparound pass.
To put it into another perspective, Draymond, in my opinion, is like what CP3 is to the Suns. Sure, CP3 isn't as explosive as Booker when it comes to scoring, but the way he controls the game and the impact that he creates whenever he's on the floor translates to winning basketball. That's exactly what Draymond is to Golden State. While Steph and Klay are carrying the scoring load, Draymond is the guy who works behind the scenes like a seasoned director that makes sure everyone is doing what they're supposed to be doing. Tim Hardaway Sr. was one of the people who firmly believed that Draymond's leadership makes his teammates better, and here's what he had to say in an interview about that. "You gotta come to practice and give it your all and show them that you can walk the walk. Draymond Green walks the walk. He comes to practice every day. If he's not hurt, he's gonna practice. He's going to get on you. He's going to show you what needs to be done, and he's going to do it by example. He leads by example, helps his teammates out, and gives them confidence, shows them that they are better than what they think they are, and tries to help their skills and enhances their skills every night. That's what Draymond brings to the game each and every night, and they listen to him, and he's a leader." There are lots of players nowadays who don't want to get their hands dirty, but Draymond Green is certainly not one of them. As the Dubs' heart and soul, Draymond puts his money where his mouth is by having the same level of intensity and passion on each game night, and he always makes winning plays on both ends of the floor. Here, take a look. In this wild sequence, Draymond botched his layup. Now at this point, most players would simply give up on the play because the opposing team already has possession of the ball, but not Draymond.
Couldn't get the follow. Green knocked it loose. Great hustle by Green. Toscano.
Here versus the Rockets, Draymond had absolutely no business in chasing that ball all the way to the backcourt. But right here, you can see that he wants to set the tone on defense and dove for the loose ball anyway, even if there wasn't a guarantee that he would establish the possession. Now, if you see your veteran leader hustling as if there's no tomorrow, I'm pretty sure that young players like Poole, GP2, Kuminga, and others would follow suit, and they'll definitely be more active in the next possession because Draymond led by example.
And things are coming easy. Another steal possibly here. Look at this.
That dive for a far-fetched loose ball seems to be senseless if you're an average basketball fan. But if you take a closer look at that, one seemingly insignificant play can trigger a set of events which can change the complexion of the game in favor of the Dubs. The returning Klay Thompson sees the sacrifice that Draymond has been making since day one with the Dubs. In an interview, he talks about the things Draymond brings into the fold, and here's what he had to say. "I think Draymond only cares about one thing, and that's winning. He does things that don't show up in the box score. I think real basketball heads know that Draymond is a winner. He has been at every level and he's very selfless as a teammate, and it just felt right to have him out there for even a second. He's such a great cerebral player." Now, the last thing I want to highlight as to why Draymond is such an important piece of the Dubs lineup is his defense. During the Warriors dynasty up to this day, Draymond is the main defensive anchor of the Dubs' death lineup, and it's hard to match up with him if you've got a 6'6", 230-pound guy who can guard all positions from top to bottom. In these next clips, let's take an in-depth look at Draymond's versatility on the defensive end. In this sequence, Draymond got switched onto the much smaller and quicker Cameron Payne. He thought he could take Draymond in this play using his speed, but the thing that he forgot is that Draymond has the lateral and footwork to keep in step with him, and he just swallowed him up whole as he went for a floater.
It's bright for you, young man, but this is what he wants to do. Oh, Draymond!
Now, against the much taller players, Draymond has incredible timing in blocking shots despite his clear disadvantage in height, and as you can see here, he's also fast enough to recover just in time to swat Yurtsevic's dunk attempt. Draymond is a certified five-tool player for the Dubs, and despite currently out with the back and calf injury, he's still the Dubs' top assist man and shot blocker with 7.4 and 1.2 a game respectively, while ranking second in steals just behind Steph with 1.4 a ball game. He's been recently selected as part of the 2022 All-Star Game, but he decided to sit out so he can regain his full strength for the second half of the season. Clearly, this All-Star nomination speaks volumes on how important Draymond is to the Dubs, and though I believe the Warriors can get a string of wins without Dre in the mix, I don't think they can get to the championship rounds without their heart and soul. From orchestrating offensive plays to making sure that everyone is held liable on defense, Draymond Green is the ultimate glue guy and team player that every coach in the league wants to get on their hands. Well, aside from what we've just talked about, another reason why Draymond is such an important piece to the Dubs organization is the experience and championship pedigree that he has under his belt. Draymond is a 10-year veteran who's played 673 games with 5 consecutive finals appearances and has 3 championship rings to show for it. Younger players like JP3, Kuminga, Moody, and Wiseman can certainly learn from him, and Draymond in return can help the young guns learn the ropes quickly to develop and unleash their true potential. Well, speaking of the young guns, GP2 talked about how Draymond and the other veteran players looked out for them, and here's what he had to say. "Draymond is our leader. I tell him all the time to make sure to stay on us and make sure we're at our best, and he does that. He just wants the best from us and this team, and that's why he has that much passion. He wants us to be great and not let little things slip up. He's doing a hell of a job leading us, as well as Andre. I try to learn from those guys. They have been in every situation you can probably imagine in the game, have played at the highest level, in the highest game stages, in Game 7s, and whatnot. Pretty much what Dre says on the defensive end, I listen. He tells me to do something, and I'm going to respect his call and do it. He's our leader on defense, and I'm just trying to learn." Anyway, guys, moving on to a slightly different topic here. Recently, people have been talking about which team would win if they played each other. The 2017 Warriors or the 1996 Bulls with Michael Jordan. Well, I know it's different eras and all that, but I did take a look at all the analytics and the personnels, offensive strategies, yada yada yada, and made this video for y'all right here. It's an insane matchup, guys, and I'm sure you'll love the video. So just go ahead, click it, and like always, I'll be waiting on the other side.